welcome to the first ever Bago Show podcast. Bago Games is a place where you can get your fix of gaming, film and anime coverage. I'm your host, Chris Penwell, and today we are discussing our E3 predictions as the event will begin next month. Holy crap, it's next month, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Holy crap.
Today I have with me Eleni Chun, our resident anime and Nintendo expert.
Hi everyone.
And Ethan.
Hey, what's going on? I'm nothing, obviously. resident Nintendo and anime expert, and this guy.
The guy with the evil Pikachu avatar.
They don't know that. Just this random guy we found on the street. How you doing today?
Okay, guys, so let's do this. Let's do the predictions right now. So I'll start as I'm the host. So, and this is a crazy one to start with, right? And I think you guys are going to think I'm crazy, and I think I'm crazy for saying this actually. Sony announced a PlayStation Micro. The Micro is a portable console, will cost $300, and it's based on the PS4 architecture.
Wow.
So it's going to be a PS4.
Wow.
So do we just comment on how crazy we think you are, and do we call the mental asylum to have you shift off? Like, how does this whole format work?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think that's a really, I mean, it's an interesting prediction, but it's also very like, I don't know if it holds a whole lot of solid ground, considering that with the PSP and the Vita, I feel like Sony's pretty much kind of bowed off to Nintendo because Nintendo's completely slaughtered them both times they try to compete in the portable console market. And now even like their main home console is now a portable. So like, I don't know if Sony can really try to split its architecture off into the Vita and the PS4 again, because the PS4 is actually finding significant success. And I feel like if they try to split off the architecture again, like they did with the Vita, like I don't even think the Vita sold that well. Like they stopped production of it, and I don't even know that many people who have one now.
Here's the thing, I think it's going to be so this PlayStation Micro, I'm thinking, would be like a PS4. It's going to play PS4 games, and it can be taken around or around with you. Just like the Switch, but it's just going to be a portable system.
So it's going to be...
That's what I'm thinking.
It's going to pretty much just be a portable PS4.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of interest in that kind of thing right now, with the Switch doing well, and I think Sony will take a few hints and say, maybe we should release something like that.
I think it's definitely plausible. But I don't know if they would announce that this year to compete with the Switch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially since the Switch just came out to like actually like excited success for once. You know, like it's been a while. So I mean, it's been since the Wii that Nintendo's had the console sales that it really needed, and the Wii U was kind of like, you know, a little lacking because it came out so short, like so soon after. I feel like Sony can't really compete with that right now.
Yeah. Especially
since, like, if you're going to announce a new kind of base console, you're going to need something that's going to make... Like, this is the same thing, and I don't know if we're going to talk about the Scorpio in predictions at all, but I'll leave that to a different thing as well. But I feel like if they would make a portable PlayStation 4, they would need to give people a reason for why would you buy this when you can get, you know, a regular PS4 where you already have a PS4. That's the big factor in this, is that they would need to make it almost like, and that's the thing, is they made that with the Vita as well. They were like all these Vita games, you know, that are exclusive to Vita, but you can also play some of them on your consoles. You know, it's
but the problem with the Vita is that it felt really downgraded when they released those kind of games, but this is going to be the full experience. You don't have to connect to some stupid remote play crap, you know, like it's really lackluster remote play, I think. And I think if they make a proper portable console for that very purpose, I think that could do well. Like, imagine Horizon on the go.
Oh wow, that
Right?
would be incredible. I'm just imagining you go sit in the woods and you're playing Horizon on your
Yeah.
I mean,
on your
that's
Or
portable
Persona
PS4.
5!
I mean, it's certainly possible. I just don't know if it's very probable.
Yeah, that's what I think as well, right? I'm not saying this is logical at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm just putting the world prediction out there just to start off this thing.
I was gonna say, well, now you've gone ahead and set the bar.
Yeah, I set the bar.
So
Now it's just gonna go down.
now it's just gonna go downhill from here. But all right. So I guess,
Okay, Ethan, what's your next one? Just to
I thought-
raise that bar, hopefully.
well, I'll let Eleni go first because that's the
Are you
order
sure?
that we were
Okay.
gonna do.
All right, my first prediction, it's not as impressive as Chris's by any means. I can't be as impressive as that. I'm not going to be able to reach it. But I do think that Nintendo will most likely reveal the Breath of the Wild DLC pack. The second portion of that DLC that's supposed to be released, I think, around holiday time, probably Thanksgiving, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I think they're going to talk about this story. They're promising a new original story with this DLC. I think they're going to go, like, have some type of presentation or trailer revealing slightly, not revealing the whole story by any means, but just, like, showing, like, a reason why this is such, like, a cool idea to have a whole separate story within an existing Legend of Zelda game. And I think Nintendo might even, I don't know, this might be a spoiler for Breath of the Wild, but I think that...
Oh, don't...
Okay. No, I'm just
Don't
gonna...
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I do think that certain characters... I'll say this much. I do believe that certain characters may get their own amiibo for the DLC. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know if this is...
Do you think it's going to be like Majora's Mask in a way in terms of its I don't know, direction?
For the second
'Cause
story?
It was a complete different direction to what the original game was. It kind of tweaks the original formula of Ocarina of Time, right? So I'm thinking maybe it could do something like that.
I think it's definitely possible. I feel like the way Nintendo wants to go with the Legend of Zelda series now is they want to hold on to the base tradition, but completely remake or rework how the games play through. If that makes sense. I feel like that's really what Nintendo wants to do. And I think they've even stated publicly that Skyrim and various other game companies' titles have inspired them to make Breath of the Wild. So I think that they might just keep going, pushing the whole Legend of Zelda series to the point that you almost have to, like, look for... the little symbols and everything to realize, oh, this is still part of the Zelda timeline. And I kind of like the way the West direction is going, but I'm still hoping every so often one of the more traditional type of games gets released. But I still think they're going to talk, back to my main point, I still think that Nintendo is going to have some type of trailer for the DLC and to give people a reason to really hope and want to buy that DLC pack. Especially because the game is so expensive.
That's a much more logical prediction than mine.
But part of this is to be outrageous, and you just went for it.
Yeah, I just started as outrageous. Just to grab the attention.
We have to dial it back a second so that people can keep their heads in the right place, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, so, yeah, I mean, I can see for Nintendo, I mean, I'm just gonna talk about, I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet, like, I haven't gotten a chance to. I have a Wii U, I could buy it for Wii U, but I'm not sure if I want to try it for Wii U or not. Or
oh, you should.
wait until I get a Switch
I've heard it's laggy, yeah. Not worth it.
But, I mean, I've heard it's fantastic, so I'm sure that, they will, especially if it's the same development team, I'm sure they'll be able to deliver something that is worth, you know, people's time.
Mm-hmm.
What that what that entails, I have no idea because I haven't played any of the story. All I've seen is memes of Zelda characters from the games, like the one Zoro Prince or something like that. I've seen so many memes of him, and that's about it. I mean, That's all about all I know about it. But I'm sure that they'll deliver something, hopefully that matters to people.
Here's an extra prediction I'll make. I think the DLC will get its own physical release.
I would prefer a physical release, possibly with an amiibo.
Yeah.
I would
think
really
that's what's gonna
want
happen.
that.
You're going to see that with an amiibo for $30-$40.
I would be happy with it. If it's an actual story, they are promising an original story, I would be more than happy to buy a physical copy with the amiibo.
How long do you think it's going to be?
The story?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that they do add extra side quests to that story to make it the ability to expand it. Since it's a DLC, I can't see it more than like 25-30 hours tops.
Okay.
Just because of how expansive the original world is.
That sounds... I think it's going to be like 10 hours long.
Alright, so time to be a little crazy here for a second, but...
Go for it, Ethan!
Bring back Vati.
What?
Ooh, that's a good concept.
Bring back Vati. The
Vati
best...
into Zelda?
Yeah, the best villain besides Ganondorf in the Zelda series, bring back Vati.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
You need a new villain, yeah?
Yeah, that's what you could do to get people super interested in the DLC. Bring back the second most popular villain in the entirety of the series. Because you've already dealt... I mean, as far as I know, in the original story, you've already dealt with Ganondorf. That's all done with. You've dealt with him. So who's left, And that could be Vati.
So you say that Vati's going to be announced in this... DLC thing.
I mean, I'm sure that if they announce the DLC, they'll hint at it, but I don't think they'll straight up announce it. But people might be able to predict it. But that's what I'm hoping, because Vati's like my... I personally like Vati more than Ganondorf a lot of the time. I have a keychain and everything like that. He's the best. But
I probably have the same keychain.
Yeah, so... I went to GameStop and felt those little like packages so I could specifically get that keychain. But anyway, yeah, so I guess I'll move on to my prediction next.
Okay.
This is going to be too crazy.
Oh, I thought that was your prediction.
No. That was just going off of what Eleni had said.
Okay.
Is bring back Vati. So, but
so
my actual prediction would be Nintendo should announce at E3 a new 3D Pokemon game for the Switch.
Oh god, yes, please.
Yeah.
Please.
So, we haven't had a 3D Pokemon game since the Wii in Pokemon Revolution. That wasn't even really a full-fledged title. So we haven't had a fully based story 3D Pokemon game since Pokemon XD on the GameCube.
Yeah.
So it's been 2 full console cycles since we
we know the Pokemon Sun and Moon are 3D. But we're talking about like full-scale console 3D game.
We're talking like a full-scale console 3D like Pokemon game, like for the first time in 2 generations.
And the Switch would be perfect to bring back all the old-school Pokemon gamers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because now you have a portable console that can go on the go, and you can have those Pokemon battles. You can have 3DSs connect to the Switch now, and you could use your actual teams on your 3DSs, except with enhanced graphics from the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's like Pokemon Stadium back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I'm really hoping that we get some kind of 3D Pokemon battle. And, like, I like the direction they've gone with Pokemon. Like, Pokemon, I still play Pokemon, or Pokemon Tournament. Pokemon Tournament's really good, and, like, I feel like they should... at least, especially with how much success every single time I don't understand why they wouldn't. Every single time they release a new Pokemon thing, it breaks a new sales record. So like I don't
why wouldn't they do with it?
I was gonna say I don't see any financial reason why they wouldn't want to release a 3D Pokemon game for the Switch. You could literally get people to buy consoles off of that.
I've been saying this for a while, but I would love to see a level 5 developed Pokemon game.
Ooh. That would be...
I want to see that.
Oh, okay.
I want to see that, see how they do it. Because they did it. We did like a really beautiful open world game like Ni no Kuni, and I'd love to see their take on Pokemon and do it like an anime stuff, like make it look like the anime, right?
I mean, that's interesting. I don't know if they would do that though, but I mean, they have gotten.
They've made the Yokai Watch games.
I was gonna say they've gotten more lenient with their IPs than they have in the past. Like they let Pokemon Go be a thing. They started
Pokken Tournament.
Yeah, they did Pokken Tournament with Namco. So I think that if I don't know if that would just be though if level 5 would be interested though.
Either that or the Bandai Namco make it for him as well.
That's true.
The Tales of Team.
I just
or
don't
something
know.
like that.
Oh, on another. I was gonna say, no, I'll make a different prediction for that then. But yeah, that would basically be my first prediction. Is I want to see a Pokemon, a 3D, a new generation Switch Pokemon 3D title.
So here's my second prediction. It's less crazy.
Brace yourselves.
It's still crazy though.
Hold on.
So it's Kingdom Hearts 3 finally gets a new trailer with footage from the Big Hero 6 world, San Francisco. It is given a 2019 release date.
That is more
reasonable. Oh, my heart! How dare you?
Chris, what did you do?
How dare you? How dare you say that?
It's not.
2019?
Spring 2019.
It seems way too late, though.
I was gonna say that, like...
I know that.
We've been waiting.
They haven't even made all the worlds yet.
Chris, it's been 12 years!
I know.
I can't take anymore.
I feel your pain. I'm exactly in the same situation as you.
Oh my god.
But I have to be realistic here, because this game I take very seriously. It's 2019.
Oh my god.
Wait, you're being realistic about this one?
What?
You couldn't even hope for, 2018?
But I want it to be 2018 really bad, but, my heart says 2018. My brain says 2019.
Oh my god.
You have to go with what your heart thinks, Chris.
I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say, if Kingdom Hearts has taught you one thing, it's to follow your heart, Chris. Just follow your heart. Gosh dang it.
This is what we have learned on the journey.
We're talking about,
Oh my god. I know, with Nomura.
Here's what I think will happen.
With Nomura and everything like that. Oh my gosh, already making Final Fantasy VII Remake. And
Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out in 2018. Full, with its first episode, and it comes with a demo for Kingdom Hearts 3.
I mean, they already...
That's not an official prediction from me, but
they already had a demo. If you've played Final Chapter Prologue,
yeah,
they have the Kingdom Hearts 0.2, a fragmentary passage thing. That's that's pretty much just a here's Kingdom Hearts 3's system.
I want more.
I know, that was what, an hour long? Two maybe.
It's 3 hours long.
Yeah, 3 hours long. It was and then that's that was so mean because they made that game come out and then they gave us that 3 hour taste and then it's they showed us a full cake and then they gave us a slice of cake and they're no more cake for you, and you were but I want the whole cake though.
Yeah,
I don't care how many calories it is.
I think we'll see a lot of Kingdom Hearts this year. D23 Expo especially, which is a Disney which is a Disney convention that is held every 2 years. They usually show they've shown Kingdom Hearts footage every year, every time D23 is around. So I think we'll definitely see something from there. But at E3, I think we'll get footage from the Big Hero 6 world and the 2019 release date.
Hold on to your butts.
Sadly, I hope Ethan, you're right, and it's 2018. I freaking hope. But I don't know. My heart's falling into darkness.
Oh my gosh! Don't give up. Don't give up.
My heart's falling into the darkness of the gaming industry.
Oh my god. Alright, so...
Okay, so Eleni, what's your next one?
Ironically, now, I haven't shared my prediction list with anyone. So
Yeah,
ironically, this is going to be my wild prediction, and it does involve Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
So
okay.
give it.
This is wild. And Chris, I am very glad that you are in Canada.
Oh god, no!
I
Please
mean,
don't do this.
I just suspect you might get upset, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, I wholeheartedly predict, although there is no facts
Don't
to
do
back
this.
this up, but I wholeheartedly predict that Square Enix is going to announce that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be ported to the Switch.
I'm not upset at all. I think that's
Okay.
cool.
I wasn't sure if you were going to get
I've
upset
been
over
thinking
this.
about the same thing. I've actually thought the same thing.
Really? Okay.
That was kind of going to be a prediction of mine, but I thought, it might not happen.
I feel like it's
Okay.
time that one of the major Kingdom Hearts games is available on a Nintendo console. I feel like the Switch is perfect. Can you imagine taking Kingdom Hearts 3 with you out of the house? Like
Yes.
you're playing, you're in a battle, you can pause it, hop on a train, go to work or whatever destination you have, and you can continue the battle. Like imagine not being able to have to constantly stop playing. You just
That
keep
would be
going.
amazing. And I think it's actually logical that this could happen. I'm not sure if the graphics are too much or if they could just scale them down, but it is built with Unreal Engine 4, and we've seen previously and we've been told that the Switch works really well with that engine, so it might be ported to that pretty easily.
Uh-huh.
Well, what do you think, Ethan?
I think that it's certainly possible that they could do that. That is if Nintendo's playing their cards right and actually gearing up for third-party support. Like, they keep saying every single console that they're going to do, and then they never really follow through. I mean, it was sort of there for the Wii U, but the Wii... I mean, not the Wii U. It was sort of there for the Wii, but the Wii had too much of it, enough that there was too much shovelware. So it's like, they need to find that balance, and I feel like, they could really do that if they did what you predict that. But I don't know if they will. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I will say I am not totally convinced that that'll happen, but it's certainly something that could.
I'm also hoping, I don't know, I mean this is like a little thing, but I'm kind of hoping if Kingdom Hearts 3 is released to the Switch, that there will be like a special like edition pack of like a Switch case featuring like the Kingdom Hearts design or something.
God.
Like I'm hoping that they have something physical with the game, not just the game. I hope they make it like more of like an event for people who pre-order it, or like maybe you get a poster. Like I'm hoping that there's some physical merchandise available along with the game.
Do you think we'll get the cover art at this year's E3? Do you think we'll actually finally get some sort of art for the game?
Art, yes. I don't know about the cover art, though.
I mean, if they're smart, yeah.
Yeah. The reason why I think they might do that is so like people know that it's actually real still.
Just
know?
just throw us.
They haven't
some
shown
crumbs,
anything
gosh,
about a year.
dang.
Yeah. I still hope it's 2018 though.
Ugh.
And it would be cool if it comes to Switch, even though I think it'd be a down, I don't know, just not as good version, I guess.
Right. Definitely the PS4.
I'm on a lesser note, I'm worried that what about what they're gonna do with Xehanort, because of the fact that the Japanese voice actor and the English voice actor for him both passed away before even this happened. Like the English voice actor was Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy, yeah.
Leonard Nimoy. And, like, the Japanese voice actor, I can't remember his name, he passed away, too. So, like, gosh dang, I hope...
A few months apart as well.
Yeah, I hope that, they have, they got the, they might have gotten the lines already or something. I don't know for sure or not, but,
I think they are doing
Nimoy
lines.
was such an iconic voice for that character, too. And he's like he's the center point of this game. So like, you know.
Well, they have changed the voices for the villains before for Ansem, Xehanort's Heartless. So they have done it before, and they have done it successfully. So I think they could do it here too.
I suppose.
So what's your next prediction, Ethan? Are you trying to steal?
Am I what?
Are you trying to steal?
No. I think that if this is an Atlas prediction, I think that if they're smart, especially considering how much buzz it's gotten lately, I think it would be smart for Atlas to announce their Persona 5 DLCs.
Okay.
At least give a glimpse or like a hint at what the DLC is going to be about. And don't make it some stupid like.
Well, has it got costumes already though? Like,
it's gotten some, but like I don't want any more costumes. I want some solid like DLC story DLC. Yeah. Okay. Like, I'm not saying that they would announce it to come out like soon, but I'm saying that they should at least like, you know, everyone's still on the hype train for that game. You know, I'm still seeing art and everything coming out every other day. People are still making memes about it, you know, like some people.
It would be the opportunity for them.
It would be the best opportunity to build off the hype that they already have of releasing the game and then building, you know, more onto the story. Especially when they've shown that they can do story DLC well, because even though Persona 4 didn't really have any DLC, like Persona 3 had a great supplementary like kind of DLC in the Answer.
So you think it'd be like a Kingdom Hearts Final Mix kind of thing, but like Persona 5 Final Mix?
Not really a Final Mix, but more like, now if you played Persona 3,
yeah,
when Persona 3 ended, there were a lot of questions that weren't answered, and I'm not going to spoil anything, even though this is like a 12-year-old game, but they had a DLC called The Answer that picked up after the end of the game. And just
was in the PS2 version, right?
Yeah, that was on PS2. They actually released a separate disc that was that was one of the first like all DLCs I remember for a game, because it used your Persona 3 save data and then continued the story after off of your clear data.
Okay.
And but basically I'm hoping that we get more Persona 5 content, because I just can't get enough of that game. It's too good.
I'll make a side prediction here. I think it will come to Switch.
Persona 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, but you know, it hasn't even come out. You know, Persona 5 seems to be an exclusive for Sony right now, because it only came out for PS3 and PS4, so I don't know how probable that is compared to, you know, other things, but
it just fits it so well. Like, it fits the platform so well. And they've had Persona Q on 3DS, and they've had the Shin Megami Tensei games on there too. So
that's true.
I don't know why not.
All right, well, then we get back to you again. Now this is your third prediction.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going a bit long on the predictions, but so what we'll do, we'll just have like a little segment here for the movies, movie coverage that we have on Bago Games.
Oh, okay.
So we're just we have Dylan Swan or Christopher Cross right now telling you about the latest in movie news and whatever they'd like to talk about.
Hey there everybody, my name is Christopher Cross and I'm the co-host of Film Fallout, a weekly podcast about film and television, co-hosted by me and Dylan Schwan right here on BagoGames.com. This week, if you find yourself in theaters, you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you did not go and see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the latest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the sequel to the original Guardians of the Galaxy based on the Marvel Comics. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is directed by James Gunn, who directed the first film as well, and sees our group of heroes coming back to save the universe once again. And if superhero movies aren't your thing, you can also check out 3 Generations, which stars Elle Fanning, Naomi Watts, and Susan Sarandon. Originally titled About Rey, this film follows Elle Fanning's character, Rey, who was assigned female at birth, but firmly believes that she is a boy. Rocky Balboa fans will be excited to go check out Chuck this weekend, which stars Liv Schreiber as the real-life inspiration for the Sylvester Stallone starring vehicle. Also starring in the film is Naomi Watts again, as well as Jim Gaffigan, Michael Rappaport, Ron Perlman, and Elizabeth Moss. And if you want to stay home, on Tuesday, new Blu-ray releases come out this week, including the much-talked-about 50 Shades Darker, the sequel to 50 Shades of Grey, which we reviewed on the podcast. Well, I reviewed on the podcast on Film Fallout, so you can check that episode out if you'd like. But needless to say, if you would like to see your sex extremely tame, then definitely check out 50 Shades Darker. However, most importantly is Heat. There is a Director's Definitive Edition coming out that has a new Q&A moderated by Christopher Nolan that features Michael Mann, Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro. And then there is also a Q&A with Michael Mann that was hosted at the Toronto International Film Festival. But most importantly about the Blu-ray is that it features a new 4K remaster. Of course, this week there are also your Criterion releases and a handful of other Blu-rays, but really, you should go pick up Heat if you're going to pick up anything this week.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to continue our predictions here. So I'll go straight off the book. The next Sucker Punch game will be shown at E3. It will not be Infamous.
Ah, okay. So are we talking...
Yeah.
New IP? Are we talking...
Yes, we are talking new
Okay.
IP. It won't be a Sly Cooper game. It will not be an Infamous game. I still think it could be open world in nature because that's still big. It could be focused on a licensed franchise, perhaps from Marvel. But I there's not much to talk about really because we don't know about it yet.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's been a long time since Infamous Second Son came out, so I think it's time for them to release some details on the next game.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope it's something else other than Infamous, because Infamous Second Son's great, but I think that fatigue's setting in, and they should bring something else to the table.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Unless-
been a few years, I think.
Unless... Now go with me here for a
Uh-oh.
second. This would be pretty neat if they did this. The one way they could extend Infamous for one more last run would be if the last Infamous game you could make your character. Like, you could customize your powers.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. I like that.
That's a really, really
like
cool
you
concept.
make a person that, awakens to their abilities. You choose their power base, and then you have trees on that power base, and you can customize that person to be whichever, one you want. And you'll have options to choose, your karma points, and hopefully they'll do something more, like, expansive than just evil and good options.
Yeah.
But, maybe there's a neutral path you can take, as well as, an evil or bad path. Sort of like KOTOR did.
Or chaotic neutral.
But
Yeah. I'd also like if they do make a new Infamous game, I like it to be less obvious as well as to like what this decision would be. I think the first Infamous game did a pretty good job at that, but the second and the Second Son didn't really show that potential.
yeah. And when I say about the Infamous idea, I'm not saying they make an MMO out of it. Although if they could do that, that would be even more amazing. But
That'd be cool.
just the idea of a Infamous game where you pretty much make your own story character and you make your own story kind of thing would be pretty neat as well.
What if it's co-op?
Oh, that
with
would
idea?
yeah.
I think that'd be
Make
cool.
like a I don't
4-player
make it
co-op.
almost like
yeah.
What's it called? What was
Monster
that game
Hunter?
for? What was that game for Xbox One? Sunset Overdrive. Make it like Sunset Overdrive, but with Infamous powers and setting. Open world.
Oh, that sounds cool. I hope they release Sunset Overdrive on PS4 just like as a side thing, but I don't think Microsoft will allow that. Oh wait, no, they won't. Unless Insomniac gets the rights back to it or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They might release it on PC actually. That might be an announcement.
But yeah.
Okay. So Eleni, what's your prediction? Third prediction.
My third prediction. Now, I read somewhere that Microsoft's supposed to have a separate announcement for Scorpio. I might be mistaken. I read recently this morning that they're supposed to have a separate, their own sort of like conference presentation, sort of like what Nintendo does for their Scorpio console, but I'm not sure. I still think they're going to have to address it at E3. They're going to have to
they
say...
said they are.
Oh,
they are?
Announce
it at E3.
I was going to say,
I don't keep up that well with
from
Microsoft
sources, they're gearing up, is what they've termed it. So
Yeah.
they're...
Okay.
They've already announced the specifications to Digital Foundry. So they've already released that. But
I don't know how I feel about Scorpio. I
hate the idea.
I mean, I don't hate it. I just think that they're making a more powerful Xbox One. That's pretty much what the Scorpio is. They've thrown themselves into a corner, though, because they've said all of the titles that Xbox One can play, Scorpio will play. You know, anything that Scorpio plays, Xbox One can play. Well, you've already limited yourself in what the console itself can do, because you can't use anything. You can't say, like, oh, look at this immersive, you know, super graphic intensive experience. You can only experience this on the Scorpio. The same thing with the same problem with PS4 and PS4 Pro. It's like I don't, and that's the other thing is like I don't have enough money to shell out for a PlayStation 4 Pro and a 4K TV. Not many people do. So what you're doing is you're now pandering to an audience that has deep pockets, but isn't expansive. You're not playing towards the masses anymore. Plus,
that's what the PS4 Micro is for.
Microsoft has put them in even a bigger corner, because now it's like, why would you get a place like we're talking like Xbox One owners buy an Xbox One because they can't afford a PC, right? They can't afford a gaming PC. They'd rather just buy a console. Scorpio is like is supposed to be this middle ground between PC and Xbox One, where it's like, look how intensive this is. But it's like,
it's going to be more expensive than PS4 Pro, probably, because it's more
powerful. Why would I not just get a PC anyway? And they're already releasing most of the Xbox One games on Windows 10 as well.
That's true.
So what market does this thing have?
I don't think it's going to be able to compete for the year whenever they're releasing it. I almost feel like this might be more of a personal thing, but I kind of feel like Microsoft's just dropping in the background within the game. I mean, again, this is personal, but I see them as dropping off in the background of the gaming community.
I mean, I can see how you would think that, but like
for consoles,
I would
not
say
for
that as
PC.
well, but not. I would say not financially and not structurally. They're doing that newsworthily. All right, like I said, like I was saying, like they're being silent. All right, but they're still pulling strings, like powerful strings.
They have very few first party games.
That's the thing.
Very
it's like
few.
Halo Wars 2 did not do well. But the thing you have to remember is that they now have a solid foothold on a market that no one else thought you were going to be able to breach ever again, because Steam's a thing. They have a solid foot in PC again. They have a solid foot on their own console, which is selling better than the 360 when you think about it. It actually is. And that's amazing considering how well the 360 sold.
Yeah.
The Xbox One's selling better than the 360, so it's not doing bad by any means.
Just in comparison to PS4, it's
they might not be, you know, they might not be super loud because but they're definitely not failing in any regard, because they now have all these solid pillars. But the problem is like, what are they going to do with that foundation now? Like, they have a rock hard concrete foundation that like would take like
what they need
a nuclear warhead to destroy. But like, what are they going to do with it?
And what they need to do now is actually surprise people like Sony are doing. They need to bring franchises to their system that will wow people.
They need to make it worth it.
Yeah, they do. And they're not making games like Horizon Zero Dawn or new IP that is actually kind of intriguing. They're making sequel after sequel of the Gears of War, Halo, the main IP. Now, here's one of my side predictions, and I might as well just say it here. I think what would blow the doors off for Microsoft is if they announce a new Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah, no.
I think that could happen.
No nuts and bolts either.
Not nuts and bolts, no. Because you see the interest with ukulele, right? And I think they could grow on that. And have like an actual mascot character they could say that is their own with Banjo and Kazooie. And you see that there's a lot of interest in like the education with Minecraft and their investment into that game, because that attracts a lot of kids onto Xbox One, and I think Banjo Kazooie could be the next pillar for that. And Killer Instinct did so well has done really well for them.
I was gonna say, let me.
So I think Banjo Kazooie.
Before we talk about this more, let me move on to my actual next prediction, but that sort of ties into this. I can see now, as much as I'm going to, we're gonna all like be like groan, sigh, like I think that Microsoft's gonna announce the next Halo game at E3.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's a for sure thing.
Yeah,
that's a for sure thing.
We're like groan,
they have
at this
to
point.
at
It's
this
just
point.
like groan, sigh, whatever. I still have Halo 5 in the package. I haven't even opened it yet. Like, I mean,
what if it's a reboot?
But
they
here's
completely
the thing.
reboot the series.
Off of that, Microsoft needs to like start the engine churning, and even if they just start off slow, take advantage. Like, and they've already done this sort of, but they need to do it more. Take advantage of Rare's library. Take advantage of all these publishers you've acquired. Take advantage of these indie developers. Stop canceling indie games. Stop canceling Scalebound. Stop canceling cool concepts.
And stop releasing Forza games every year. And just having that as your main pillar game. Like, come on.
It's just like Microsoft, I have a love-hate relationship with Microsoft. They do so many things well, but they don't do them well. Like, it's like I am with Nintendo as well. It's like, they do so many things well, but they frustrate the ever-living crap out of me a lot. Because it's like, you have a studio that has like 20 years worth of fantastic titles you could just pull out, and it's like, it prints money. Like anything. New Battletoads. New Banjo Kazooie. New, like, anything out of Rare's library, pretty much, would make you money.
They did show interest in doing that kind of thing with Rare Replay. Maybe that's
but that was after they
come, and they are releasing Sea of Thieves, which does look generally interesting. That was also
after they made Rare make 1 million, like, effing, what was it, Connect titles for no reason?
Yeah, that was a bad time.
It's just like,
I think they've learned that from that.
It was
though.
embarrassing.
They've dropped the Connect.
They dropped the Phantom Dust reboot for no reason again.
I thought they were still making that, because they said it's still in production. I don't think as a developer though.
I don't know.
So it's kind of odd that game. I know they're re-releasing the game on Xbox One, the original game.
If we're going into crazy territory now, let's talk announce a new like original like I was gonna say announce like that's the thing. Announce new Banjo Kazooie like you were saying earlier, but rather than being like Ukulele, where it's literally just an N64 game displaced in time, make a Banjo Kazooie game that takes everything from Banjo Kazooie that's good and improves everything that isn't. Take all the shortcomings from the N64 era, erase them, and make a next generation Banjo Kazooie game.
Will it be a completely new Banjo and Kazooie game, or will it be a remake?
I don't want a remake simply because that just feels lazy. They had sort of a funny story going in Nuts and Bolts, but that was completely overshadowed by the fact that it was Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah, but Nuts and Bolts also made fun of them for like, oh, you wanted a game like this? Oh, bugger you then. You're not.
Yeah, but that
it.
was
That
also
lame.
because that was also.
That would make me so mad if
you
I was a fan of Banjo
in
Kazooie.
that game itself, you could see there were traces of this was meant to be more than it was. So it's and that's the thing about Microsoft is they give you these hints and glimpses at the brilliance they're fully capable of, and then they just drop the ball. And it's just like I want them to come to E3 like they said. I want them to gear up. I want them to come in strong. I don't want them to drop the ball. And but that's what I'm guessing. It's like a haphazard prediction, more of a hope, is that they come in strong this year. Because this would be the perfect time for it. Like Nintendo might be announcing some new stuff, but they've pretty much thrown everything they had out there. Sony's thrown everything they have out there. They've thrown they've used all their ammo. Now it's time for Microsoft to come in while Nintendo and Sony are reloading and start blasting both of them with like full clips.
I honestly think that Microsoft would do something big like that just to win back the trust of the fans.
I mean,
and Banjo Kazooie could
their
definitely do
CEO, their new CEO they've had for like the past year or so. He's
Phil
been
Spencer?
fantastic.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I used to dislike him. Now I like him.
He's been steering this in the right direction since he got there, and I just hope he continues to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to the next prediction of Chris then, because we're already.
Okay. What was your prediction, Eleni? Because it kind of just got drowned by our discussion now.
You mean my original prediction for 3?
Yeah.
Oh, was that? Well, yeah, was that Microsoft was going to do like a full presentation on the Scorpio.
Okay.
And they would have to like show off like reasons to buy the console and hopefully like bundles, like the whole big console reveal presentation thing.
Okay.
I think that they really need to do that this year.
Okay, here's one that's a little insane, but from recent rumors, I think it might not be now. PlayStation All Stars returns, and it's going to be announced for a 2018 release. Some rumors have said it's going to be called PlayStation All Stars Stadium, but I think it could happen.
If only they could get the actual good PlayStation representatives on it.
And they are. Yeah, they're probably going to get Crash, because now they're working with Activision a lot. And I've heard, there's rumors, I've heard from PS Nation, PlayStation Nation, that there's a Spyro remake coming from Blue Point Games.
Like, I was gonna say that was gonna be my next prediction. You ruined it. You ruined it. But I'll expand upon that when I get to my turn. So we'll just leave the discussion for that for now and just say that's certainly. I mean, that's interesting. I hope that they take more, because it felt like the last PlayStation All Stars sort of did a C-list kind of thing. It's just like
like it took like the worst third-party characters from the list that they had. Meh. It's like the new Dante, Big Daddy, who originally came on Xbox, and Isaac Clarke. I don't.
It was a little weak.
And Zeus as DLC. Like, come on.
I was
like, it was
I was
so
excited
lame
to see Cat in it though.
Cat, like they made a few good decisions with that. Like Cat was great.
Take all your
she was my favorite character.
Your solid first party characters, and now
and a lot of recent new ones like that are really great too.
And
like
now just do that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, Eleni, what's your prediction? Yep.
My fourth prediction? Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Back to the Switch and Nintendo.
Okay.
I honestly think that... Yes, I honestly think that Nintendo's going to reveal possibly 3, hopefully more, but possibly 3 JRPGs straight to the Switch. They need to. I am so tired.
No. Here's what I have to say to that. Here's what I have to say to that. Monster Hunter.
Yes. I need Hunter on the Switch. They had
Monster
it.
Hunter for Switch.
It's done.
Console instantly breaks all sales records. That seems to be like that
gonna
seems to
happen,
be
I
like the launch the nukes button for Japan is Monster Hunter.
Because it's amazing.
Here's the thing: do you think Monster Hunter is gonna finally evolve from its like PS2, PSP look?
I would really love to see it do that. If it will or not, I mean, it has an aesthetic. It has an aesthetic that's really its own. So it's hard to see them really ever moving away from that. But they can certainly enhance it.
I did that with stories.
They can certainly enhance it. And here's the thing: is like I love watching Monster Hunter. I've never actually played a Monster Hunter game. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I've
but
watched
you watch
people
it.
play it. Yes, I've never actually played a Monster Hunter. It's never been a huge thing on my radar. I wanted to get into it though, but I never had I never had friends that were into it. So like, it's a very co-op-ish game. So it's like I never felt good about buying one just to play it by myself.
I will say this. I'm still playing Monster Hunter Generations. I almost lost the title. I'm still playing Generations on my 3DS. I honestly miss the voice chat of the Wii U. The voice chat, I am not joking when I say this, is practically vital, not only for enjoying the game, but just to actually finish your quest. like instead of typing out these little instructions or using preset instructions, it is vital to have just a voice chat capability. And I'm hoping that whenever it comes to the Switch, which most likely will come, they better make voice chat. They need to bring it back. One thing I'm concerned, though, about specifically Monster Hunter coming to the Switch is the lack of 2 screens.
Yeah.
Everyone is completely used... There's so much that you have to keep track of and know what's happening in Monster Hunter that having the second bottom screen on the Wii U, on the 3DS,
what I think they'll do
is vital.
They'll use the phone app that you have for voice chat, and they'll show the information on the phone.
But the problem is, like, the information is like your map, your inventory, the health levels of your teammates. It's customizable, so you change everything. There's even like the poisons, or if someone has like thunder attached to them, all of that gets shown on that bottom screen. So while you're playing, you constantly have to shift your eyes to the second screen on the gamepad or on the 3DS. And I feel like having it on a phone is going to be really cumbersome to try to like constantly look down at a much smaller screen compared to the Switch or compared to like your TV screen.
I mean,
it's doable, but I think it's going to be really cumbersome.
I never played a Monster Hunter game, but I love the ever-living crap out of God Eater. And that's pretty much just the post-apocalyptic version of Monster Hunter. And, like, I love that game, but there's the thing is, I think this would be the perfect opportunity for Monster Hunter as a series to really overhaul itself. To really get past its limitations of, like you were saying, 2 screens. And the thing is, don't hold your breath for voice chat for Monster Hunter for Switch, because Nintendo will let you pass out before that happens. You're like, Nintendo's pretty much become, like, back in my day, you know, like, company. You know, like, but that's the thing, is, like, I think that if Capcom...
I think they're changing.
Well, yeah, but Japanese companies as a whole, I can make a whole other discussion about this, but as a whole, really need to, like, let the younger generation start to take charge. And they have a...
Oh, we saw that with Splatoon.
They seem to have a problem with that. But anyway... Monster Hunter could really just take a step back, overhaul your whole system, redo the UI, and make it work for Switch. And then you would have a bestseller already on your hands.
If they release Monster Hunter on the Switch, they better make a physical Monster Hunter Switch edition.
Okay.
Or at least the controller, so you can slide it on the Switch and make it look like it's Monster Hunter. I am not joking. They really need to make like an actual Monster Hunter Switch.
Okay.
Not just from my perspective, but I think it would just really sell well because of how many people in Japan, not so much America, but I know in Japan so many people love it.
Salivating through your microphone.
Monster Hunter!
Alright, so now my fourth prediction will be, alright, so we've pretty much, Activision's pretty much said at this point, they are done with, they're done with Skylanders, right?
Yeah.
So that they wrap that up. Perfect time. Perfect time to do what we all want to at least what I want to happen. This is my inner like child pretty much just squealing at the delight of the possibilities. But oh
my god.
Do what you're doing with Crash Bandicoot. HD remake the first 3 Spyro games and announce a new game.
Yes.
Just do it. Do it. Come on. You know you want to.
Make our dreams come true.
It, please.
Just do it!
It's like, Spyro's been stuck in Skylanders for 6 years. Just let him go. Let him be free.
Let him be free.
That's what I want. That's what I was thinking.
But yeah, there have been rumors that they are making it. And Blue Point Games, who did, I think, the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection, and I think the Ratchet and Clank one. And they also worked on the Vita port for PlayStation All Stars.
Yeah, so just do the thing. Do what you're gonna do at E3. Be like, all right, here's more information on our Crash, remake, and now we got Spyro too. Just
and it comes out.
Oh
today.
yeah. I would die. Like.
But here's my prediction, side prediction as well. I mentioned this on Twitter, and a fan of Spyro went crazy. Zarkin, his name is, and I mentioned this. What if the Crash Bandicoot game, the Insane Trilogy, if you put in the cheat code, it brings up the Spyro the Dragon demo or something like that?
That'd be amazing, actually.
Yeah.
No, but I think the thing that was awesome, though, is that Activision's been a lot more, lenient with it, because they had Crash Bandicoot in their final Skylanders game. So they already have shown that they're willing to cross that kind of stuff, and it's like, Spyro and Crash Bandicoot were, the big two Sony mascots back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So now that Skylanders is done, just, all these kids are familiar with Spyro now, again. And all these older fans like myself and you are salivating at the thought. Just make money. Let me take my money. Take my money.
We're willing.
And then after the Spyro announcement and everything, it's like, get ready for Crash Spyro to fight in PlayStation All Stars.
I was gonna say all this
coming out 2000.
I was gonna say now I think about it. Sony could come out swinging pretty strong with some of its first party stuff now too.
Come on.
Oh yeah, but let's move on to number 5 then. So that's you.
So that's me.
With all your quote unquote side predictions, freaking cheater.
I made 10 predictions just to be sure, just to be safe. Just to cover people. And here's my 5th one. It's Nintendo one, Eleni.
Okay, I'm ready.
Kid Icarus gets announced for the Switch. It would be open world.
That would be. Oh my god.
It's gonna be open sky.
I'm sorry.
Fly from Sky World.
Just ignore me for the next minute.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of this.
But yeah, it'll be open world. They won't.
So we're talking open world flight.
Oh my god! Flight game.
Oh my god! Do it, Nintendo.
Nintendo, you better be listening.
Yeah. But it's a popular series. So I think it'll get something soon.
I mean, I thought Kid Icarus sold pretty well on the 3DS.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a vested interest. Plus, like, that game
Especially-
had personality, like, bursting from it. That game had so much, like, just amazing, like, characters and, like, voice acting, and the dialogue was amazing, and, like, everything you want out of a reboot to a series.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, so what?
And I think, like, on the Switch, it would be made to its full potential, because I think the 3DS game had issues with its controls. They could even make a remastered version of the Uprising. I think that'd be cool too. But I think it has a lot of potential. Maybe not have like Star Fox sections. Maybe have like a free-flying kind of 3D-esque kind of thing.
I'm going to
that'd be
make
cool.
a sort of side prediction here. This is going to be very brief. But
okay.
on the coattails of that, just make another F-Zero game. For the love of God. Just do something
Yes.
with the series. It's been since GameCube through that
Yeah.
as well. What are you doing? Oh my God.
Working on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry if we burst your eardrums, guys.
Yeah. You can tune.
That's what E3 does to us.
You,
We
you
get
can,
excited.
You can
This
work out
is
this in post. Don't worry.
Christmas
Yeah.
gaming. Christmas for gamers.
Alright.
Okay, so Eleni, what's your fifth prediction?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this our final prediction?
Yes, but I'll mention my
Okay.
other ones afterwards.
Okay. I'm going back to Nintendo. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, no worries.
I honestly feel that Nintendo is going to say Animal Crossing will be coming to the Switch by like Christmas 2018.
I think you're going to be the winner this year. I think your predictions are solid. The Scorpio one's obvious though. Come on.
Yeah, that was really obvious.
Yeah. I might have you sub that one for
I
something
think our
else.
predictions have been along the lines of Eleni's
Sorry.
playing it like logically safe. I'm being a little risky with mine, and then Chris is sitting. Chris
And I'm
is sitting
insane.
there over there with a straitjacket, and he's like, "Portable PS4." Yeah. So
Boy.
he has these Sony like symbols flying around his head like little birds. Oh.
So what was your fifth prediction, Eleni?
Yeah, so now that we've calmed down from that, what's your actual prediction then? Yeah, did we
Mine?
miss that?
Oh, yeah, I did.
I just forgot.
It's the I predict that Nintendo's going to announce a brand new
Oh yeah,
Animal
that's
Crossing
Right.
to the
alright.
Switch.
Yeah.
with Amiibo.
That's
Sorry,
what's
it
gonna
was,
happen.
it was so
I don't think they're gonna
obvious
reveal
that
it, but-
I lost it.
Wow, I feel.
No,
upset
that's
right
not a bad thing. It's just like, I mean, I don't understand it. Nintendo does these amazing things that like don't make sense to me. Like they release an Animal Crossing on every console. God forbid they release a Pokemon game which sells like breaks sales records every single time they do
They
it.
haven't released it on Wii U, though. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
I'll give Eleni that. Like, they haven't released a proper...
Yeah,
Animal
but nothing
Crossing
got
on Wii U.
released on the Wii U, so that's not really like.
Hey, do not diss the Wii U.
I have
still
the
like
Wii
the
U.
Wii U.
And they've got a
I'm
Gimped
dissing
Zelda
it from
as
my
well.
heart.
I do feel disappointed as someone who bought it, and I do love the console. I really, really, really adore having that second screen just for the maps. It makes it really worth having an extra, like, you know, cumbersome piece of a console that you can't take anywhere. But I actually really, really love having maps and the touchscreen capability on that second screen. And they just really missed it. I feel like Nintendo had a great concept, launched it too early, and it just kind of failed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, I could see. I don't fault them for going the series that proved successful, but then sometimes they don't even do that, and that's what's frustrating to me.
Mm-hmm.
is like they ignore series they're known to make money. And that's what's frustrating to me, just a tiny bit. But all right, so I'll move on to the last prediction then, which is from me, of course. I'm predicting from like this would be, I guess this would fall under Bandai Namco. I'm predicting since they used the tagline "Prepare to Dine" for that vampire thing, I'm also predicting that we're going to see an announcement of Bloodborne 2.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Didn't they say they were done with
They
the
said they were done with
games?
the Souls series. They were done with Dark Souls.
Oh.
And there's I'm not going to spoil anything, but the end of the last DLC of Dark Souls 3, there was just a huge hint at heading in the direction of basically they hinted at this is how the Bloodborne universe was made. Basically. Yeah.
Really?
There's that big of a deal at the end of the Dark Souls 3 final DLC. It's that big of a deal. It's that much thematically and everything, because the whole theming of the DLC is like, this is the end of eras. Like, this is the end of the Soul series. This is the end of this cycle, of the end of Light and Dark, of Fire and, Fire and Dark Soul, and everything like that. But then at the end of it, they just hint. They're like, the blood. And it's like the whole thing of the Bloodborne was about the blood, about the curse of blood, about humans and and beasts and everything like that. And they gave you just enough that every Dark Souls series fan was just like squirming in their seat. They're like, oh my god, make it happen. So like, even if they don't announce Bloodborne 2, there's also that other vampire game that they announced, which I hope to see more footage of, which is also going to be my prediction. We're going to see more.
They've announced it already. Let me look it up.
I don't remember what it's called, but the tagline is "Prepare to Dine," and it's basically a big vampire game. But I don't think it's from. I don't think it's made by From Software.
No, the interesting thing, you mentioned this earlier, it's from the God Eater developer.
Which that has me excited alone. Yeah. But I want to see From Software.
Code Vein.
I'm thinking,
that's it, Code Vein.
I'm thinking
Code
that
Vein?
From Software is going to announce their next title. And it's either going to be Bloodborne 2, or it's going to be something completely original. If it's not Bloodborne 2 or Demon Souls 2, then it'll be in a new original IP. That's still in the same kind of genre.
Yeah. And if you noticed on the list of developers, and this leads to my side prediction, if you look on the list of developers for the Switch, From Software's on there. So I'm thinking Dark Souls will come to the Switch with a Zelda-themed section. Ooh. It will probably be from Twilight Princess, as the themes are pretty similar.
That's interesting.
I like this idea.
It'd be more
or they make a Zelda spin-off game with the Souls kind of
I'm just wondering though, when you said that, if that means that they're going to make a la how they made Bloodborne exclusively for PlayStation. What if they make a exclusive title for Switch? That's like a Souls series game, sort of.
It's a Zelda spin-off Souls.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know about Zelda.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or how about this? This is crazy. How about From Software Metroid game?
Huh. That's something I'd like to see, actually. That'd be interesting.
That's insane. It's insane.
That would be surprising.
Because they've given Metroid to
worse developers.
Team Ninja.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But they've done it before. It doesn't seem like Nintendo want to develop a Metroid by themselves, so from the lack of games that have come out from it. So I'm thinking From Software might be making it.
I would rather them make it than a lot of other developers, honestly. So if they made a Metroid game, I would have no problem with that.
Yeah. And I'll just list off all my side predictions here.
Predictions?
Just quickly. Final Fantasy 13 Remaster gets announced. The trilogy will be on PS4. And Super Smash Bros. For the Switch gets announced. Bomberman and Snake are announced as characters.
Huh. You mean like additional
like
DLC, like almost like... Are we talking like
Yes.
a definitive Smash 4 edition with a...
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Which would also piss me off, because now I have to buy a Switch with Smash Bros.
Yeah. And here's the last one. This is pretty cool. Overwatch gets announced for the Switch with Nintendo-themed costumes for the characters. Torbjorn gets a Mario costume and Tracer gets Zero Suit Samus costume.
I could see this happening.
I mean, yeah, I could... I
don't know.
Yeah, I could see how that could work. I just don't know if... I would say that Nintendo would have to go to Blizzard about that. Blizzard wouldn't come to them.
Well, they've said there's interest.
Oh, the Blizzard has?
Making the game on the Switch.
Oh.
Yeah.
That could be possible.
So it could
I think the biggest problem with the Switch right now is that developers need to put new stuff on it. Like, we need new titles on it rather than just, oh yeah, we're porting all these titles that already exist on Xbox One and PS4 to Switch as well.
But the Nintendo-themed costumes would be cool.
I mean, but it's not enough for me to go out and want to purchase a Switch for them. Stuff like you're saying with, Smash Bros. 4 redone on Switch, that would get me to buy a console.
Yeah.
But I want to see more from the Switch than just Nintendo stuff. And that's what Nintendo really has just been trying to do.
They really need to outright show trailers and confirmation that third-party games are coming.
Biggest...
Yes, they do.
Not just like that list that they keep showing over and over again, saying these are our partners. They need
but
to actually
have
the trailers
these people
and confirmation.
Is what the thing is.
Yeah, they need to bring the goods. Convince developers to bring their games to the system, like Activision with Destiny 2 or other titles like that, and actually immerse them to bring them out, right? Just to say, hey, we'll give you a little something if you make the console, make the games for the console.
Alright.
Yeah.
So...
Okay, so that's pretty much all of our predictions, so we'll leave it off to Eleni in a separate time to discuss the latest anime news and what she's been watching recently and things like that.
Hi, I'm Eleni. Welcome to Eleni's Anime Corner. There are two exciting things going on in the anime world this week, among many other things, but I'm going to focus on just the two. The first thing I'm going to discuss is Akito the Exiled OVA series, which is for the Code Geass storyline, and Akito the Exiled is going to be available on June 27th through Funimation. This hard copy is both a DVD set and Blu-ray set, and the English and Japanese audio are both included, so you don't have to fight over finding a copy that's either dubbed or subbed. I really like how Funimation is doing that now. Akito the Exiled is going to be about Leela, who is the commander of a WO unit, and she's working alongside a character named Akito Hugia. And these two characters work on the most extreme dangerous missions for the European army, and they work right alongside some various rebels. But the problem is, there's a really weird power, this darkness that seem to be thwarting all of their plans, and, well, this OVA series kind of goes into exactly what that darkness is. So if you want to see this series and learn more about Lelouch and the rebellion and everything that's happening, then I definitely recommend it. The second bit of news is also coming from Funimation, and this is for the series Black Butler. Now, Black Butler was originally a manga and now an anime, and everyone who watches anime, some people really love it, other people hate it. It depends, but it does have a very large following. So this large following is going most likely to buy tickets for the new film called Book of the Atlantic. Now, Ciel and his mysterious butler, although if you watch the series, you know who exactly his butler is, Sebastian, are going to head to sea, and they have a new case to work on. Now, this case is extremely dangerous. They're not sure, even the two of them, with all of their power and all of their strength, may not possibly make it. So this is going to be a very exciting film. Now, the language for the film that is being released to select American theaters will be available in both English and Japanese audio with English subtitles. You're going to have to check with the individual theater to make sure if it's in sub or dub. And it's only going to show up in theaters on June 12th and the 14th. So you need to head over to the Funimation website. You can also check on our own Bago Games website, and all of the information is also available there, and you can click on the link to just head over to Funimation and see the listing of which American theaters will be having that. That's a very, very exciting moment when we find out that anime series is actually reaching over into American theaters. So, back to our Bago cast.
And we're back, and we're gonna leave off this show with stating what we've been playing this week. So, Ethan, let's get started with you.
Playing this week? I haven't been playing a whole lot. I mean, I finished up Persona 5, so I guess I could say that I was playing that this past week. And it's fantastic, and it takes forever, and it's like 120 hours recorded video game time.
God.
120 hours of recorded game time on that game.
Oh my god, that's huge.
And I loved it. It's so good. But that's pretty much that void of like freaking black hole of a game sucked up all my free time, so I haven't played that much other stuff. Yeah, so
it's understandable.
I mean, that's pretty much it for me this week. I'm gonna try to get onto. I'm trying to beat. I mean, we're talking about like everything. I've been trying to play Zuma. Like, I'm trying to beat an achievement for that old puzzle game. So, other than that, not really much to do with anything else. Okay. But you know,
well, I mentioned what I've been playing this week. So, well, over the last few weeks, actually, I've been playing this game called Use Your Words, and it's like a Jackbox Games kind of thing, like You Don't Know Jack, or games that you play with your cell phone on the main screen, and it's hilarious because you play it with a group of friends. It doesn't matter if they're gamers or not, and you have to answer prompts on the screen. So, for example, you have to fill out subtitles for a foreign movie, and you can come up with some hilarious lines that they're saying, and everyone votes for like what their favorite one is, and they put an interesting mechanic in which you're asked they put an interesting mechanic in which you have to guess what the house answer is, and the house answer is what the developers have made, and if you choose the answer that the developers have made, you lose points. And they actually really trick you a lot of times. So it's a really interesting game. There's a lot more elements to Use Your Words that I don't want to really spoil too much for you. But it's one of my favourite games I've played this year so far. And it's great to play in college. Just FYI. Because I was playing it in the residence dorm, in residence kind of room where you're, it's like a social lounge kind of thing. And there's a TV, we set up the game on there. And then after some of my friends leave, some of these girls come in that we never talked to before. They just came in and started playing with us, right? And it was hilarious because, yeah. So if you want to pick up some girls, pick up some ladies, play the game. Other than that, I've been playing the original Kingdom Hearts on PS4. I love that 60 frames per second. It looks fantastic on PS4, and I've been enjoying it a lot. I'm actually thinking of writing a review for it, and what I think of the PS4 port and how the game has aged, because there are a few issues that I've noticed in the game that haven't aged too well. So I'll do that. I'm not a complete fanboy. I am a complete fanboy, but I can bring up things that I really don't like in the game. and there's another game called Shyness, but I'll leave that to the review. I'm not very happy with it, and but yeah, read the review on that. Shyness, the Lightning Kingdom. Yeah. So Eleni, what have you been playing?
In case anyone can guess, I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild this week. I bought it on the launch, and I pre-ordered it like a month in advance, and I've been, oh my gosh, let's just say the world is too beautiful to put into words. Yeah, that's how beautiful this world has been built. And actually, this week I did my best to work on my side quests. But the problem is, as soon as I try to work on side quests, I accidentally start more side quests. So this is a long process of trying to finish my side quest queue. And for my 3DS, I've been playing Etrian Odyssey Millennium Girl.
Okay.
Which I bought that when it came out a few years ago. I never played it until recently. But I'm actually really enjoying the drawing the map aspect to the game. I've never done that before, having to draw it out, and I'm pretty enjoying that right now.
And here's what you can enjoy this week from us at Bago Games. So we've recently published 5 titles that need Duke Nukem dropped in. So it's like a feature that Jerry Debrecki wrote for us. He's always funny, and he always writes some really interesting editorials. There's the Free Fire review. It's a movie review that came out. Apparently it's surprisingly good, but I haven't read the review. That's it. So find out there Dylan or Christopher's opinions on that film. And then we have the Siberia 3 review. It's like a point-and-click adventure kind of game, so check out our impressions of that. In the next few weeks, or maybe in a month or so, we'll have our top 50 games ever list, and I'm excited to compile it together. We have about 25 games, and there's some surprising entries in the list that I didn't think would be number 1, so look out for that. So is there anything you guys want to plug before we leave?
I mean, as we saw in the intro, I'm just some random schmuck in here, but I'm not any anime or gaming expert, that's for sure. But
I'm not an expert.
But if anyone wants to contact me, you can find me on social media. Normally at Buckle Supreme is the handle that I use and everything. So you can find me on Twitter, anything like that. Discord, I go by a different title, but I'll be changing it, I guess, later. I don't know. We don't have a Discord, do we? We need to make a Discord.
Yeah.
But as far as that's concerned, yeah, you can find me on any social media pretty much, or any console at, Buckle Supreme. So if you want to talk to me, you can tweet at me. I'll probably respond considering it's connected to my phone. But I'm not the most active tweeter. I don't spend all my time on my phone, so take it with what you will.
And how about you, Eleni?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Faye Magnolia. You can tweet me about anime, books, video games, anything you want. I am reviewing different types of fantasy books and manga through Bago Games, so if you guys have any suggestions that you would like me to review a certain book series or anything, you can just tweet me and I'll look into it.
And my Twitter handle is at Penwell Writes. I recently changed it because the Geek Intern sounds a bit lame. And I will have a review of Shyness, the Lightning Kingdom up. We're hopefully going to record for the Bago Anime Cast soon for July and April, which might have Ethan in it. We'll see.
I forgot to also say the same. I use the same handle on everything, but you can also catch me on YouTube and Twitch at the same stuff, because I do videos every once in a while. I have to get back into a schedule for that, but I also stream every once in a while as well. I have to get a schedule together for that. I just haven't. I've been lazy. And talking about
and talking about streams, you can also check us out at Bago Games on YouTube. We are doing some more live streams and some more videos like that, so check us out there. You can also follow Bago Games at Twitter, on Facebook as well. And also, if you have any questions that you'd like to submit to this podcast, The Bago Show, you can submit them at chris.penwell@bagogames.com. That's my email if you want to contact me. So, thank you for listening, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, because this is our pilot episode, just let us know in the comments below or email me at chris.penwell@bagogames.com. Thank you, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast.